The program will be for shortly. The Vice Chancellor is me, but the chief host. But we're waiting his arrival. Take off. Please, participants outside the hall should please come in and take their seats. Please come in and take your seat. The registration desk is immediately outside. You have not done so, please do so and collect the necessary conference materials.
Good morning. Members of Montreal is Commonwealth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chancellor is here. Please let us rise and welcome him. Please rise. Thank you. Welcome, sir. Actually, English, please lead the Vice Chancellor first. The Deputy Vice Chancellor is also here. Welcome, sir. Rosa. This is the universal harmony. Thank you. I want to, on behalf of West African Association of Commonwealth Literature and Language Studies, welcome the Vice Chancellor of this great university, and in particular that we approved the hosting of this conference here in this university. I have not told you his name. He, without hesitation, approved, not only approving the hosting, he supported the conference with some ladies and gentlemen, permit me to introduce to you the Vice Chancellor of this Premier University of Education in Nigeria, Professor you can see him very strong and very enthusiastic to support academic activities on campus. Trust me, expect some excitement very soon in this hall. Please welcome him once again. Of course, he's the Deputy Vice Chancellor is here, Professor Postcolonial. Welcome, sir. Also, Mr. Kabiru. Welcome, sir. The great librarian, the Iron Lady of our library, Mrs. Shola Yusuf. And of course, I want to tell you that the anchor of this conference is the Department of English Studies, headed by Dr. Amore. Dr. Amore, please. Forward to the graph. This is the person I'm going to call is always on the move across borders, not only within Africa, but in Europe and America. I'm happy to introduce to this gathering the controller, let me that word, of this association, Professor Marcel Okaka. Please, take your seat and imagine. There is a need for us to inform our audience that we have participants from Cameroon, and I have a connection with Cameroon. My great uncle lived and died in Cameroon. But I'm here to meet the participants from Cameroon. I'm hoping that they are going to hold their family meeting before they leave. Yes, I'm going to tell them where my uncle lived in Cameroon so that they can check on the other members of the family. So participants from Cameroon, you are welcome. If you are in the hall, let us see your answer. Let's see you. Participants from Ghana, I met one of them shortly. Should I say participant from Nigeria? Well, participant from last Lagos University, from Catholic, of course, from you, from all you, are you here? From UI, are you here? From the University, are you here? From Ibe. From Lagos State University, Benue State University, University of Jos, Federal Polytechnic, Ilaro, and our great sister and brother, National State. And in particular, I know they changed name recently, but I'm using the old name because of the connection. Tertiary College of Education. Who are Rotimi Cornelius Olonu. Here are our students. Great athletes. I trust you are going to be there. So let just that be the beginning. So don't let me say it twice. So you are welcome too. And of course, Department of Yoruba Studies, Department of French, they are very much part of this program. And our Institute Dean of Ogun College of Humanities. We want to welcome everybody to this important event in humanities. We should also mention the following people who are going to help us to handle the conference. Our keynote presenter, Professor Solomon Makinde from Lagos State University. Our lead paper presenter, Professor Tunde Adeaku from Nasarawa State. And our keynote presenter, Professor Duro Adeleke We join us later. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to call on the LOC, the chairman of LOC, to give us his remark, Professor D. Schuberson. Thank you very much. The chairman, distinguished education, the deputy vice chancellor, the university master, our own university librarian. Somebody called her the Iron Lady of the library. Well, I know she's a woman of letters as well. Our class chair, our dear keynote presenter and lead paper presenter, distinguished members of Waaclals, great Nigerian students, you are most welcome. This is the sixth annual international conference of the West African Association of Literature and Language Studies. We are hosting this maybe 2 years later than we should have. And this year that we are hosting it, sincerely, it's like filling a space. And for this to happen, I want to especially, most especially, thank my Vice Chancellor for this opportunity. Can we give him a round of applause? For those who know the inside story, this was not to happen here. We're supposed to be in Postcolonial now. But a number of things happened, and we have to step in. And if not, that the Vice Chancellor allowed it, we would not have been here. So we want to thank you very much. Well, in traditional Ijebu fashion, we not only decided to take it up, but we also decided to show you Ijebu hospitality. We have not started yet. Especially for my people from Cameroon, the theoretical framework is on the corner. For those who know, that's a small, compact, I want to assure you, beautiful and most welcoming university. We want to encourage you to take a look around. Over the next 3-4 days, we want to urge you not only to rub brains, but also to rub your feet, to also go around and take a thing or two home. For our participants who are still on the way, we wish them Godspeed. For those of you who are here, especially for all of us staying together, we want to promise to give the best. Once again, we welcome you and we thank you very much for coming. We do will have a pleasant stay with us. Thank you. Professor Waaclals, come and tell us your story.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me begin by saying a very warm good morning to our hosts, the ever smiling, ever looking young, ever dynamic working Vice Chancellor of Charles Solari University of Education in Yebode, whom I met for the first time last week when I came on the record. And we struck it up as though we had met and known ourselves for 50 years. I want to thank you, sir, for granting us permission to be here. Let me also thank his team that have supported him in arriving at this decision. Because you see, Vice Chancellor may say, okay, we will do that. And the bursar will say, well, Vice Chancellor, yes, but we have not paid salaries. And when he says we have not paid salaries, he has given a message we cannot do it. So it's a teamwork, and I appreciate that. And for the librarian who is scout in the mode of agriculture, I want to tell you that I appreciate you. And particularly when the outcome of conferences hosted by Waaclals are domiciled primarily in your domain. This is an international body that publishes an international journal, the GRIO, and the GRIO is not localized in Nigeria. Editorship moves from place to place, but the association is nonetheless regional and international. Waaclals is affiliated to Atlas. Waaclals is the West African Association of Commonwealth Literature and Language Studies. Atlas is the African Association of Commonwealth Literature and Language Studies. Waaclals is the sub-regional body affiliated to Atlas. I say this because in the last few years we have had inquiries from universities, although we have not heard from you, and which was to the fact that this journal that is published by Waaclals, is it international or is it Nigerian, is it local? And we have always made it very clear that the composition of Waaclals on its own is international, and the product of national composition cannot be reduced to a national matter. Therefore, this journal is not just international, it's not just regional, it is world class. I'd like to begin by stating this next. Having said this, I want to welcome all of you to this event. This is the sixth in our series. The very first held in Benin, and then we moved to Cameroon. We went to Takoradi in Ghana, came to Edo University in Nigeria, went to University of Cape Coast in Ghana. We were supposed to actually be in the Republic of Togo now, but along the line, a few things fell out of sync, and that's how Professor Zobeso, in active consultation with the Vice Chancellor, agreed to host us. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, greeting to you. The next conference will cannot determine where to hold on the Thursday when we have our 8th year. Because we're very democratic, we will subject hosting rights to a process, and whoever emerges at that point will begin to have a year to prepare. The Jebode didn't have a year to prepare. We recognize this problem, we therefore recognize that there will be few challenges. But of course, what is life if there are no challenges? There's the challenges of life that makes life interesting. So we thank you for filling the gap for us this year. I want to assure you that your turn is coming, because this is not yet your turn. So but for you, this is a dress rehearsal. You now know what to do when your turn arrives, so that you can do it better at that point. Our students who are here, the thrust of Waaclals is to engage in the scholarship of literatures and languages, and to impose some kind of post-colonial reading on these studies. And the reason is very germane and current. Some people have argued that post-colonialism is no longer a very topical thing in contemporary scholarship. But you know, we keep getting colonized every day. Every day we keep getting colonized. Even when you think that we have left the shores of our colonizers, we do things to further entrench us in the colonial tenets of those people. And this is an attempt to interrogate the issues that bind us with them and the issues that separate us and make us assume an independent identity of our own. And so there's a need to constantly look at what goes on around us. This year we are dealing with popular culture, media, communication, and language, literature and language studies. And popular culture is evolving every day. What was popular yesterday is not what you call pop culture today. In 1984, when Boy George began the wearing of earrings as a performer, everybody thought he was mad. How can a man wear earrings? But today, and I'm not surprised, I'm doing this song, there are a few young men who are wearing studs. And when you say why, oh, it's a fashion, it's a book. Some people are sagging. They look at their pants by the drawing, and they are walking as if they have a bit up in there. And what's the problem? Oh, it's the fact. We're just sagging. These are issues that impact on our lives as a people, that impact on our lives, in our identity quest, and we must begin to very seriously interrogate these issues. I am not going to be giving a keynote speech. I'll leave that to those who have been so invited. But just to let you know that there's some questions in this area, and we think that we should tease out these materials every time we meet. So I'd like to welcome everybody to this event and to say to you that we will do all that is humanly possible to make this conference memorable, to make it interesting for you, and to make the association a lifelong dream that you want to achieve. I want to thank everybody, and to thank the Vice Chancellor once more. Thank you. God bless you. Mr. Vice Chancellor, this is not on the program, but it's been incorporated because of the dynamics of life. We have here 2 volumes of the International Journal of Waaclals, volumes 3 and 4 of the group. And we want to present these volumes to you for use in your university library, so that you can begin to feel the quality, the texture, and the value of what we do here. Thank you very much.
Vice Chancellor, sir, we want you to please come and tell us something. Tell us something.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this very important occasion with special recognition to our brothers and sisters from the neighboring countries. Once again, you are welcome to Tertiary University of Education, the first of its kind in Nigeria, second in Africa, and eighth in the whole world. This university is very unique in so many things, and I will not be able to be, telling you stories because I know that we are, running after time. Well, once again, you are welcome, and I want to create, correct one impression. The three speakers before me were referring to the university librarian as an iron lady. Well, I want to tell this gathering that she's not one. But just because she's the only female in management, maybe that is why people are referring to her as iron lady. The librarian is a soft person and very amiable. I want to tell you that. But the only thing that is three speakers, forgot to mention is the fact that our Liberian is living and working in Nigeria. She's a Liberian working and living in Nigeria. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to and I'm here to do the end of a short speech, which I am about to do. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, the Bossa, and the Liberian in Nigeria, the Provost, Deans of Colleges and Student Affairs, the Chairman, West African of Commonwealth Language and Literature Studies, Waaclals, Professor Asadinos Okaku, other EXCO members of Waaclals, distinguished keynotes and lead paper presenters, members of Waaclals, especially our brothers and sisters from beyond the shores of Nigeria, participants at this annual international this unique association, students, gentlemen of the press, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my utmost delight to welcome you to our campus, the Premier University of Education in Nigeria, the second in the continent of Africa, and eighth in the entire world. I say Akwaba, Sanu Lezua, Ekabo, No, Bienvenue. And I was so I'm true that the concept of an association that embraces the language and literature, and by extension the culture of our motherland, Africa. I understand this is a sub-region arm of the Global Association Waaclals. I want to appreciate your decision to hold this year conference in our campus, and we are most sincerely, you are most sincerely welcome to the Holland and the Gateway State to Nigeria. Permit me to have a little reflection on the theme of the conference and to appreciate the organizers for such a very thoughtful course for this conference at this short time in sociology of our nation. Nigeria and most other African nations Since the so-called end of colonialism and transatlantic slave trade, Africa has continued to battle with the question of national consciousness and identity. The post-slave trade and colonial experiences of many African peoples have so much eroded our sense of allegiance that, unlike our forebears, who are willing travelers in ships across the ocean into an uncertain future, Africans have likely sunk to the level where a visa to travel across the ocean, called Japa in our local slang, now calls for serious celebration. The seemingly unending bravery, our able-bodied young men and women are ever anxious to seek the golden field in the foreign land. Some of the consequences are the massive loss in the international labor force, reduced comprehension of our indigenous languages, and watering down of our cultural identities, among others. It is quite heartwarming to know that an occasion exists that interrogates aspects of this phenomenon, as evident in your conference team, which is popular culture, media, literature, and language, a post-colonial review. Nothing can be more appropriate at this auspicious time in our sub-region, when the country as massively endowed as Nigeria is struggling in the throes of underdevelopment and loss of values. I do hope that your robust conversations will get some mileage in tackling some of these problems. Ladies and gentlemen, here at Ashby, we hold values here. We hold you to visit our culture, our Center for Vocational and Entrepreneurship Center. Entrepreneurship Education, founded on the value that that is, hard work is the panacea for poverty, from which our students must mandatorily acquire a skill before they graduate, thus reducing the trend of graduates who become social liabilities upon graduation. I'm sure that before today's events end, you will be entertained in a display of culture. We also pride ourselves in a culture of self-reliance, which has helped us to complement government efforts in running our affairs. I have no doubt in my mind that you will be fed within these 4 days on a sumptuous meal of intellect, culture, and traditional Ijebu hospitality. Once again, I welcome you to our modest but groundbreaking university and to Ijebu land, the home of Gary and Ikokore. Thank you for your attention. I want to bless you. God bless you.
Round of applause. French department, are you set? Department of University Studies, are you set? If you are set, say we are set. French, we are going to have some entertainment right now. Department of French. Take up the stage, please. French department. Few minutes.
Mesdames, Messieurs, nos chers audiences, bonjour. Nous sommes les étudiants de 2e année et nous vous présentons un drame intitulé Oluromi ou les prix d'El Paris. Amusez-vous bien, merci. Good day to our distinguished audience. We are the French students of Tertiary University of Education 200 level, and we present to you a drama titled Oluromi or the price of a promise. Relax and enjoy. Thank you. Scene 1. Display of goods by the traders and the nonchalant attitude of buyers. Je voudrais dire ceci. Les clients sont d'aujourd'hui sont très méchants. Parce qu'il y a nos dents dessus. L'autre jour, ma chérie terminé. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé entre moi et Dion? Indien. Quand l'enfant me précise comme il est pas mauvaise qualité. Elle la rejette. Comme le rejette. Ce sera bien. Ce sera parfait. Elle peut les enfants me précieuses tomates. Pourquoi pousser des rats? Je peux poursuivre. Ce n'est pas bien. Hey! Scene 2. The nonchalant attitude of buyers. The traders have decided to visit the king to launch their complaints. Mon ami, vous croyez qu'il ne sait pas me tuer une fois hier soir? Je n'en déclare pas. La soirée s'était venue avec l'histoire de la femme de notre ami l'a dit. C'était pas encore. Qu'avait-elle encore? Elle s'est présentée hier au palais. Accompagnée de ses enfants. 4 du bon, 3 de rien. Et la Lily, là, de lui avait quitté la maison. Là où a coûté le soir, pour revoir. Mon ami, et comment t'achètes-tu? Comment t'achètes-tu?
Kábíyèsí, ó fẹ́. Kábíyèsí wá wọn jẹ́. Kábíyèsí wọ́n ò rí wọn blue to come to free. First education kí ló dàbẹ́ yìí sí? Rẹ̀gọ́dẹ́ rẹ̀gọ́dẹ́. Rẹ̀gọ́dẹ́ rẹ̀gọ́dẹ́. Rẹ̀gọ́dẹ́ rẹ̀gọ́dẹ́. Kábíyèsí, what was against continuation? What was against the religion? Kábíyèsí. Kábíyèsí, who want to let Malay? Jeremy Abedon, they will want to
consultation of the Waaclals by the traders in order to find a solution to the economic meltdown.
We want to take some photographs and stuff. So we will join our members. Yeah. Okay, we will take the photographs here, please. First, the management and the LOC. Management and the LOC here, please. We'll take the please. Thank you. LOC members. Thank you. Department of English, quickly with the BC. The Department of English. And other members of the French department and Yoruba department, if you are here, please join us quickly. Our international participants, Ghana, Cameroon, quickly please, our international participants. Our keynote presenter and people presenter, please. Quickly. Vice Chancellor, a minute, sir. A minute. Professor Okaku, stay on there. Chairman LOC, stay with them. All other participants get ready. Thank you, sir. All other participants, please. Please, you can see come up. All other participants, please come up. Thank you. LOC Chairman, please join us. HOD English. HOD English, please join them. Thank you. These of schools, if you are around, please join. All right. So we'll take the rest of the show. Please, go ahead.
Scene 5. Sales are going well now, and the traders have come to offer to the Abba what they promised. Forfeited her daughter in exchange of wealth. Moral lesson: whatever the devil gives to you, he will surely retrieve it in manifold. Thank you. L'hymne national est de droit.
Levez-vous, compatriotes, demandez à la paix nigériane pour servir notre patrie avec amour et force d'espoir. Les efforts de nos héros d'autrefois ne seront pas en vain. Pour servir avec courage et force d'une nation épargnée. L'université internationale, la fierté de notre pays, l'éducation sur les hôtels, pour les objectifs nationaux sont considérés citoyens pour la cohésion nationale. Nous pourrions continuer élever nos encouragements d'anciens, jusqu'à tout le monde entend parler de ses efforts et soulever la tour du savoir et prendre la terre jusqu'à tout ce qui en soit nos savoirs sont remplis à rapport aux alors, rendons la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous, la tyrannie, les tendances sont élevées. Les tendances sont élevées. Redonne-nous dans les campagnes du Chine, ces féroces soldats qui viennent jusqu'au nos bras et nos filles pour campagne.
Thank you so much, the two from French departments. You won't believe it, these are 200 level students in French studies. And quite a large number of them didn't study at 2 levels. So you wonder how they could play catch up with the culture of the language. Please give them a round of applause. Let me recall here, in those days when we used to have pre-NC, when we were calling education then, the students then were very excellent when they attended O-level exams. They came out with flying colors. And that culture is still very much in that department. Please, I want to give kudos to the lecturers in that department. And let me tell you again, 80%, currently 80% of lecturers in that department were trained here in this institution. So please give them a round of applause. There is a man who always in so to say. You can see him coming. He's the AU of that department. Please, particularly, I want you to give him a round of applause. We trained him here. He was a student here, and he has become a big lecturer in this department. Once again, please give him a round of applause. Please, I want to invite our keynote presenter, Ms. Obai Haiti, including our lead principal presenter, and Professor Kaku, please. If you are around, you have to occupy. Thank you, sir, as you go there. Thank you. We will quickly take the Yoruba presentation, Yoruba public presentation, before we go to our keynote address. Yoruba public, please. I urge you to be on your seat. Don't miss the action. Please, Yoruba, hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. A little adjustment on the program. I have the pleasure and honor inviting our keynote speaker, Professor Waaclals from University of Ibadan, Lagos State University, sorry. He has a very tight schedule, so we have to bring him now at this moment for him to talk to us. Professor Waaclals, please, you are welcome. Please give him a round.
the Chancellor in absentia, and members of the University Management in absentia, provosts, deans, heads of departments, the executives of Waaclals, permit me to do my salutation this way. Ojoro ẹkú àlejò omi, èṣípàtà ẹ màmá kú àlejò odò. Òkè ńlá ẹkú àlejò afẹ́fẹ́, afẹ́fẹ́ ẹkú àlejò òkè. Gbogbo ará Tásúẹ̀ ẹ màmá kú àlejò wa. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Bánjọ ẹkú àlejò wa. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ṣópẹ̀san ẹkú àlejò wa. Alága Waaclals ẹkú àlejò wa. Gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ Waaclals ẹkú àlejò wa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kọ́ ilé òní ilé ìsọ́kò ọ̀nà nínà yìí. Iwájú ló gbúgbùn pé iwájú ni gbogbo wa ó máa lọ. Mo kí gbogbo akáàbọ̀. The topic before me for this keynote address is a reflection on popular culture and indigenous languages in modern African societies. By way of introduction, I want to start by saying that for sustainable development in Africa, academic conferences must start to debate in terms of culture rather than civilization. More so, as the LOC has deemed it to have a befitting theme for this conference, which is popular culture, media, literature, and language in post-colonial reading. The theme is well chosen as well as the sub-themes. Let us consider the conversation below. The names of speakers mentioned for reasons well known to every one of us, though we have governance as one of the sub-themes of this conference. Speaker A says, if you plan to unify Lagos, do you feel conflicted, or do you think you will be unable to since you do not speak their language? And Speaker B responded, not at all. Lagos is a metropolitan state, and the fact of the matter is not that though I don't understand Yoruba or I cannot speak it, my intonations are funny, people will laugh at me, and I don't think in Yoruba. I went to school at MIT. As language specialists, we know that there is a strong relationship between language and culture, as well as language and thought. Language and thought are intricately interwoven. In fact, when somebody is learning a second language, behaviorists believe that that individual is learning a new set of habits. In other words, is learning a new culture. This is a food for thought for every one of us. God has so designed every group with its own culture. It is a particular way of life of a group of people, that is culture. While popular culture could be said to shape the cultural identity of contemporary society, this is simply because it is highly instrumental to the formation of identities in the 21st century. It is a contributing factor to make Africans become what I usually call marginal man. Who is a marginal man? A marginal man is a person who has been educated over and above his or her traditional culture, but yet is not fully accepted into the new culture he or she now worships so much. So he or she is a man or woman of two cultures and citizens of neither. Therefore, This keynote address will run through the following: African culture and the concept of popular culture, agents of popular culture in Africa, popular culture, indigenous language and cultural identity, threats to popular culture in modern African society, and then conclusion with recommendations. I will not want to go into a highly academic definition of culture, because I believe that majority of us here present could define it even in a primary school context. Culture is a way of life. Culture is the totality of people's way of life. The way they eat, the way they dress, their habits, social life, prevalent vocation, and so on. Africa is a multicultural continent, as we know. Its cultures vary from one country to another, as stated by Kenyatta in 1965 and Nyerere in 1968. Culture in Africa manifests through living and being. In the homes and on the farms, that is African child or African children are taught the skills of the society and the behavior of an African. When we talk of the farm in Yoruba, we know that and we sing that into song so that we will all appreciate the importance of agriculture. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Ìwé kíkọ́ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àga, òyìnbó ọkọ́ làákọ́kọ́ ní ká tó lọ́kọ́. Ọmọdé bá sì tó lọ́kọ́, àfún lọ́kọ́. So it is good to know, use the book before you go into a school of homology, if I can call it that way. When Africans learn the kind of grasses which were suitable for which purpose, the work which had to be done on crops, or the care which had to be given to animals, like joining their elders in this work. And I want to make a reference to what the Vice Chancellor said the other time concerning the entrepreneurial directorate there, having its team as a schedule to share. So Africans learn the spirits by listening to the stories of their elders. Through this means and by the custom of sharing, of which young people were taught to conform, the values of the society were transmitted. Popular culture may be defined as the product and forms of expression and identity that are frequently encountered or widely accepted, commonly liked or approved, and characterized of popular society at a given time. In modern Africa, pop culture, as popular culture is also called, refers to cultural products such as music, art, literature, fashion, dance, film, cyber culture, television, and radio that are consumed by the majority of a society's population. Popular culture is those types of the media that have mass acceptability and appeal. Popular culture is instrumental to the formation of identities in the 21st century. It locates and binds people together in terms of attitude, feelings, and societal values. Popular culture implies the prevalent, common, and widely accepted and exhibited culture in a given society. Popular culture could be alien culture, local culture, or hybrid culture, that is a combination of cultures. There is a term that is also used by specialists in this area, homogenization. This portends submerging all cultures into a single culture, which could be through colonial heritage, war, sports, international ties, trade agreements, and above all, globalization. We also have heterogeneity, which is a term related to popular culture. This is the multiplicity of different cultures in a given society of varieties of culture. And of course, indigenous language is the means of communication that conveys our thoughts, ideas, feelings, emotions, ethics, and values through verbal and non-verbal means. African cultures and the concept of popular culture. As earlier indicated, music is the most important means in which popular culture in Africa has been adopted. Today, lyrics of most music in Nigeria have become a household name and commonly used as slangs. Although this is achieved through the social media, examples include wake up, collect your money from this Daniel, last, now everybody go chop breakfast. You know, all these new things that are, you know, the order of the day. These new cultures, music has deleted the regular kolojo that is identifiable with the Yoruba people that are Kwada from Ilorin, Rara from Oyo, Ijala, Ogun, the hunters chants. Now, Ekweyawo, the bridal chant from the lips of a Yoruba man or woman. You know, I want to pray for indulgence to, you know, give an example of the thrill we used to enjoy in those days. When I was a lecturer at Federal College of Education Special in York, the students of FC, Yoruba students of FC Abeokuta, Oshel Abeokuta, they were having the Yoruba week. And I was appointed to lead the Yoruba student from Oyo to FC Special Abeokuta. You know, the Oyo students came with, you know, specialists in drumming. They came with specialists in drumming. And they were entering into Abeokuta that day. They sang a song in the tune of Kolojo that has remained with me till this day, because I so much enjoy the movement of the song, the rhythm, the language, the content of the song, and I'm going to sing it. So I thought Yoruba students, drummers should be ready to beat their drum to that song, because they actually came with their drum ensemble, and it was grand that day. As they were entering into Abeokuta, what were they saying? Yorùbá ló gbé wa àdóde, ẹ wá wo àgbọn wẹ́wẹ́. Ọmọ ẹ̀gbá ẹ wá pàdé wa lóde, àwa dé òde kẹ́lẹ́lẹ́. Àwa máa dé lóde òde tó, àwa máa fẹ́ fọ́ ọmọ lọ. Yorùbá ló gbé wa àdóde, ẹ wá wo àgbọn wẹ́wẹ́. Ọmọ ẹ̀gbá ẹ wá pàdé wa lóde, àwa dé òde. God bless you. So I think because of thinking, yes, I believe many aspects of popular culture are still going to be captured in these few days of intellectual discussion, in which adequate attention will be placed on all the subthemes of the conference. Agents of popular culture in modern society. Agents of popular culture are as follows: urbanization, industrialization, membership of professional bodies, mass media, influential individuals, continuous growth in technology, and others. For urbanization, this plays a significant role in spreading and popularizing the popular culture. Urban cities are the place of convergence of many people who believe urbanized city is the center of civilization. Industrialization is another factor that promotes the popular culture through industrialization. There is a drift from localities and cultural environments to industrialized cities. And then for membership of professional bodies, it's crystal clear that it is not only skill and professional acumen that are learned in the professional bodies. Members of professional bodies also learn some other things, which include attitude and values. Mass media. Mass media in recent times appears to be the most influential channel of spreading popular culture. Media comprises of social media and other media where norms and attitudes are learned. The language of popular culture is the language of the media, thereby leading to the subjugation of indigenous language by the popular culture. Influential individuals, influential celebrities like musicians, footballers, and public figures often influence the cultural identity of the weaker cultures, and particularly of the indigenous language, entertainment, and sports. Most African youths today are lovers of football. They are passionate about it. It is now part of their daily lives and the popular culture which they hold with high esteem. Football has become so popular that all discussions related to football are often personalized. An example is the Mama Arsenal, who personalizes her club's affairs whenever she talks or grants an interview to people. Likewise, an enthusiastic Chelsea football fan could talk like this: Real Madrid. I just signed a spectacular footballer from Real Madrid. From the illustration above, one will see that the fans show allegiance to a team as a means of self-identification, which is a common behavior. Further, cheering for a team or a favorite athlete is a way any individual can become part of popular culture. Popular culture was greatly impacted, and I'm now under the subtitle Popular Culture, Indigenous Language and Cultural Identity. Popular culture was greatly impacted by the emerging forms of mass media. We must therefore realize that these sources or agents of popular culture could be regarded as moral evil to African culture. Nothing could be harmful and more entertaining than popular culture, and yet it is used as a weapon of cultural domination. It is expedient to know that under development in Africa, we reveal not only low per capita income and protein deficiencies, but also the gentleman who is found dancing and eating in Abidjan, Accra, Abuja, when music is played and food is cooked in Paris, London, and New York. Let us ponder seriously on that. It is pertinent to note that language is the most important aspect of culture that can promote and transmit culture from one generation to the other and the generation yet unborn. Language is the most powerful means of communication throughout the globe. Through language, people express facts and ideas simply because language ever remains the process by which we express cultural reality. Culture will be an empty vessel if it does not ride on the wheel of language. Without language ideas and norms and ethical standards of the society cannot be effectively transmitted across the globe. Language is the symbol of identity. Language is the embodiment of cultural peculiarities and distinctive features that differentiate a group of people from another group. It is the language of a people that can adequately describe the culture of the people. I do say this to my students in Yoruba. Èdè ẹni la fi ń ṣàlàyé àṣà ẹni. Èdè elédè kò lè ṣàlàyé àṣà aláṣà. Bí a bá fi èdè elédè ṣàlàyé àṣà, àṣà kò wé mọ́. Ṣe ló dàbí ìgbà tí a fi bàtà jó bàtà, ọ̀rọ̀ á di bàtàbàtà. Having established the relationship between culture and language, it is important to note that if the popular culture subsumes the indigenous culture, then the language of the popular culture becomes the most relevant language in that society. If the indigenous language of the people is lost or eroded by foreign culture or other dominant and popular culture, such culture is on its way to extinction. Better still, it is not if it is not extricated, it is likely to be distorted or be antiquated. I want to quickly read this from an excerpt from Timothy Asobele, 2022 on language, the importance of language. The easiest and quickest way to make a slave of a nation is to take away the language of the nation. A nation that forgets its language has lost nothing else. A nation that forgets its language has nothing else to lose. Once a language is lost, the literature is lost. In fact, it has lost everything that made a nation. So let us ponder seriously on this. If let's continue. Threats to popular culture, to the promotion of indigenous language and culture. I'm not going to definitely to scan through. Benson, Anyan, Lebechi, and Ariole in 2018 highlighted the threat as follows. Non-documentation of indigenous language. We all know as language specialists that many African languages are not codified, are not developed. We don't have orthography of many of them. Even in Nigeria, we have about 527 languages. How many of these languages have orthography? The presence of popular language over indigenous language.
Hello, please, can we be quiet so we don't disturb and disrupt his thoughts? Please, come in quiet so we don't disrupt the lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Preference of popular language over indigenous language. We know that in Nigeria, as I earlier mentioned, we have about 527 languages. But out of this, the federal government of Nigeria recognizes 3 major Nigerian languages. What about the others? They are called other languages. So there is that mild protest from speakers of other Nigerian languages that why should the government choose only 3 as major languages? Is our own language not important? So, but where there is preference for a particular language over others, we have cultural subjugation, and it's a threat of popular culture. Varieties of indigenous language. Recently, the federal government passed a bill or law that Yoruba language should be used in teaching at all levels of primary education, as opposed to the previous law or provision that Nigerian languages should be the mother tongue or language of immediate environment should be the language of instruction in the first 3 years of primary education. Now, how do we implement this? Using Nigerian languages, mother tongue or language of immediate environment to teach from primary 1 to 6 in a heterolingual country. So the choice of medium of instruction is an Herculean task. But then there is a way to that. There is a way to that. When you look at India, they use many languages as media of instruction. So we can also look at what happens there and do something here in Nigeria. Mass media. Mass media is a threat in the sense that if foreign cultures are magnified above local indigenous cultures, then we are all there. It means that we are all working towards destroying our own culture. So, cultural domination, that is when there is a popular culture, when a culture is regarded as being popular, other cultural practices are under a certain, the dominion there. Then dress culture. Yes, the Yoruba people say, "Biatiri, lakuni." You are addressed the way you are dressed, and the issue of dressing is very, very important. So somebody has said that dress is an image builder as well as an image destroyer. It is a status symbol, an indication of the moral tone of a particular age. When the chairman of Waaclals was demonstrating here the other time, somebody is arguing all about, or somebody who will wear see-through, have been almost naked. What does that tell us? The Yoruba people will say, "Ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ń bàjẹ́, àlọ́ ń pọ́n, ayé doríkodò ayé ń lọ, ọmọ ń pe baba lórúkọ, èèwọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá o, ọmọ gbọ́dọ̀ pe baba lórúkọ." Before the coming of Western education, we have Yoruba traditional education. It is also common to African societies, with the 7 cardinals of traditional education. That is development of latent physical skills, intellectual development, cognitive development, respect for elders and peers, vocational development, promotion of cultural heritage, and others. But the chief objective of traditional education is to make an average Yoruba child an Omoluabi. Who is an Omoluabi? An Omoluabi is that individual that is found, to be honest, to be respectful, and who possesses all the qualities, that makes a good individual. So, this is the culture we have, which we have to promote. Conclusion. Popular culture could be the culture of the ruling class, or the culture of the dominant class in the society. What is paramount is that popular culture dominates the weaker cultures in the society, and the thinning populations tend to associate with the popular culture because it is the culture of the vast majority of the people in the society. Popular culture has come to stay in Africa, whether we like it or not, as a result of technology, and we must gladly embrace it. But Africans must ensure cultural independence. We know that a civilized Africa is that which does not behave, talk, eat, dress, or sleep like a Westerner, or call himself or herself by a Western name. Today, many Yoruba children are ashamed of their Yoruba names. They want to anglicize their names. That is unfortunate. Well, my full name is Solomon Olanrewaju Makinde. I like people adding Olanrewaju there. We must know that the civilized move forward. Must begin to be educated in their traditional ways, in spite of the infiltration of foreign cultures into Africa through mass media. Having examined the concept of popular culture, I'd like to make the following recommendation that Africans must embrace their indigenous cultures irrespective of exposure to the mass media. For instance, if I travel to US or UK for many years, I cannot forget my own bad dialects. Omega Review, originally, so what about you? So, èkánná wọn kì í jẹ́ kẹ́kùn tọrọ abẹ kó má họra bàbá yín bá ṣọ̀rọ̀ èébí ṣòkòtò èmi ọ̀ṣọ́ gbèyìn ìtẹ́sí odò bí ọmọ olówó ìjìyà ọmọ ẹkùn gẹ̀gẹ́ ọmọ àtòrí mẹ́ràn jẹ akìjọ́bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ẹkùn kẹ́kùn fani jẹ ọmọ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó má mímú àárọ̀. So, don't forget your language, don't forget church. Africans must embrace their indigenous culture irrespective of exposure to the mass media. Africans must discontinue some cultures which are infringement on human rights. That is the girl child marriage, circumcision of male genital, and breast ironing, a land that is common among the Cameroonians. Africans must preserve and promote their indigenous knowledge, always despite rapid development of technology. Indigenous language should be projected and promoted because it engenders development in oral communication. The reason for this is simple. A civilization that loses its language has lost everything. Lagos State has signed into law the teaching of Yoruba in all state institutions. Other states in southwestern Nigeria should emulate that. Today in Lagos State University, come the new session, Yoruba language is going to be taken as a general course in Lagos State University. Whether you are studying medicine or law or engineering or English or any language, Yoruba language is a GNS course now in last. And this is also common to other tertiary institutions in Lagos State. And then in secondary schools and even in private schools, that language is very, very compulsory now. That is according to the latest law signed by the governor of Lagos State. That is that is Governor Ambode that came before Governor Sanwo-Olu. But then Governor Sanwo-Olu didn't annul that, did not cancel it, rather it is being implemented. So we are calling on other states, governments to do the same, especially in Southwest. Our Yoruba language must not go into extinction. So, irọ́ ni wọ́n pa Yorùbá ò lè parun. Èké ni wọ́n ṣe Yorùbá ò lè parun. Àtẹ́lẹwọ́ labálà a ò mẹ́rin ó kọ́. Irọ́ ni wọ́n pa Yorùbá ò lè parun. Àbí yóò parun? Indigenous language promotes the cultural identity of any given people. Hence, the need to revitalize the indigenous language. This will engender its preservation for onward transmission, for generational transmission. Indigenous language should be the language of instruction at all levels of education. Parents should ensure their children are motivated to speak their indigenous language to avoid the domination by a popular foreign culture. We must not allow any language to prevail over our indigenous language. Our language should not be seen as vernacular. I remember when I was teaching in secondary school, I usually fight it out with any principal who would say nobody should speak vernacular in this school and referring to my own language. I tell them, you have to say indigenous language or most local language. For you to say my Yoruba language is vernacular, no way. Yoruba is not a vernacular. It is a language, a noble language for that matter, an elevated language for that matter. And let me tell you, there is a discovery of Oduduwa alphabets in Benin Republic. There is a discovery of Oduduwa alphabet, the original alphabet. We are made to know that Oduduwa used to write in those days. He used to write. It has been discovered. You can Google it. Go to Google Scholar. Google Oduduwa alphabet, and you can see it. And I want to tell you that I have enrolled as a learner of that alphabet. I am in the second class now. You know, learning is unending, but you too can also join that class. Oduduwa alphabet is a reality. It is called alphabet in sorrow. When you go into the YouTube and other channels of it through Google Scholar, you will see what we are saying. And if you are interested in joining the class without any difficulty, my phone number is attached to this paper. You get with me, I will give you the link so that you too can enroll Oduduwa alphabet. It's like Arabic or Hebrew in nature. So it is good for us to know. Because of my love for Yoruba language, I enroll into it to know what is actually happening and what Oduduwa alphabet is all about. So our culture must be made the prevalent culture in our society. And the will of our culture is our language and our ethical standards. I want to thank everybody for listening to this young boy.
Please, a round of applause. I must say that on the webpage, there is an aspect of the paper that thrilled me. And it reminds me of an observation made by one of my professors talking about blessing. He said that ara laki agiyo, that is when you are badly dressed and we see the geography of your body. We then say ara laki agiyo. If you encounter somebody and you render some kind of greetings, it is your body that the person is actually looking at. The other side of it is aṣọ làákí àgíyàn. When you are well dressed, gorgeously dressed, we now don't look at your body geography, but we look at the kind of costume, let me use the word costume that you are wearing. So there are two sides of it. Take whatever options that appeals to you, either ara làákí àgíyàn or aṣọ làákí àgíyàn. Which one are you saluting? So if you are sagging and you are rendering some kind of greetings, it is your body that we are looking at. If you are well dressed and you are rendering some kind of greetings, it is your dress that we are looking at. And you really see is for the Lord job. So Baba ṣe rí ẹ, ọ̀la ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ. That's the way it is. So that line appeals to me and reminds me of what that professor said. Once again, a round of applause for our presenter. Professor Kappa, I think we should just take the next presentation, even though the keynote address is not here yet, but we want to take the lead paper at this moment. After which we take our Yoruba entertainment, then we go for lunch, and then the tour of our vocational centers. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to humbly invite our lead presenter, Professor Tunde Adiago from Nasarawa State University. Professor Adiago, you are welcome, sir.
The Vice Chancellor, University of Education, distinguished members of the management team, National University of Education, the Chairman, Waaclals, the Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, the distinguished members of local organizing committee, colleagues here present, all students in the house, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. The topic we are going to examine briefly is African literature in the context of postcoloniality. This is going to be discussed under some subtopics. Abstracts. Second appel résumé en français. The broad place to the study of literature is didactic and aesthetic. When we are saying we are studying literature, there are two ways to it. It can be didactic or aesthetic. Cela que nous avons la stylistique linguistique et la stylistique littéraire. That is why we have linguistic stylistics and literary stylistics. In either of the ways, literature broadens the horizon of the reader or spectator as the case may be. This paper, as a result, looks into how African scholars criticize African governments, how they promote African culture, how they reveal values attached to African cultural heritage. The work therefore encourages African writers not to relent in their effort, since African leaders have not been living up to expectations. Am I telling that? Our leaders have not been living up to expectations, despite the effort criticism from African literary scholars. Keywords: postcoloniality, popular culture, African literature, syncretism, alterity, and alterity. Introduction. I am delighted to be part of this 6th annual conference of Waaclals with the major theme popular culture, media, literature, and language, a postcolonial reading. Not as one of the participants, but as one of the lead paper presenters. We all know we have tight schedule as university lecturers, especially now that we have to prepare 30% CC marks as imposed by the NUC. All in all, I see the assignment as a great honor. Let me tell us this. The NUC has imposed preparation of CC mark 30% on all the universities. They have their own department of curriculum development. At the end of the day, they will bring out, they will contact out what they are preparing to one of their contractor, and they will now claim huge money from the federal government. They will claim huge money from the federal government before we start implementing these 30% systems we are trying to prepare. This is part of what we are discussing. This is part of what we are reacting against. Now, we need to remind ourselves that African literature has been existing before the advent of the colonial masters. Like all other literatures of the world, it derives its source from oral tradition. We are only trying to identify a hope in its study by using ourselves to its postcolonial reading of criticism. Postcoloniality, otherwise known as postcolonialism, is a literary theory whose thought predated African independence in 1960. It is a body of thought primarily concerned with accounting for the political, aesthetic, economic, historical, and social impact of European colonialism around the world in the 18th through the 20th century. This implies that without colonialism, there cannot be post-colonialism. And I want us to know that if we can identify post-colonialism, then there is possibility of having pre-colonialism. Okay? Before the arrival of the whites, Africans have well-established political, economic, and educational systems. The colonial masters only came to modify African buildings. The concept of postcoloniality accept African literary scholars to retrace and modernize their origin, which was formerly misconceived by the colonizer. It also affords Black African writers the opportunity to create space for African literature in the literary world after colonial. This is why the kind confesses that the more I read, the more I read works of figures as Rene Maran, Amos Tutuola, Paul Azume, and so Plate, Blanche, the more I'm convinced of their significance in the foundation of an African tradition of letters. Still, one of these writers had the effect Achebe had on the establishment of the congregation of an African literary tradition. None were able to interrupt the institution of exegesis and education the same way it did. What I've just said before this citation is that the white only came to influence the way we do things, not that they have brought something new. We have established way of doing things. Now, in this paper, we shall together African tradition of letters, still not now. In this paper, we shall together consider how African literature has been adapting with time to the post-independence political and cultural situation, bearing in mind that literature bearing in mind that literature is a reflection of society. We shall see how African authors' thoughts are being influenced by the political, economic, etc. changes over the time. This will help us to recommend a way forward for African literature in the post-colonial era. The nature of African literature. In the real sense of it, African literature refers to oral or written discourse about Africa and the people of Africa. Not necessarily by Africans. We have foreigners who are thinking about Africa. We have Africans who are thinking about Africa. That is what that means. Joseph Conrad, a British novelist, was one of the non-Africans who demonstrated interest about Africa and his people through the slow move out of darkness. In 1899, the novel narrates the story of an ivory procurement agent called in Congo. In this novel, Marlon is shocked when he sees what European traders have done to the natives. What have they done to the natives? Exploitation. They keep exploiting us during colonization and even after colonization. Rene Maran, the author of the first African novel, Waaclals, in 1921, was of French nationality. Waaclals is a novel whose events criticizes the poor living conditions which cause starvation and discrimination of the habitants of French Equatoria. We also have Arthur Joyce, Donald Carey, whose pseudonym is Joyce Carey. He was an Anglo-Irish novelist, known famously for his novel, Mr. Johnson, in 1939. The novel is the story about a young Nigerian who falls afoul of the British colonial authorities. Among the Africans who are thinking about Africa are Seven Usman, Wale Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, Kamalai, Leopold Sedar Senghor, David Diop, Lago Diop, just to mention a few. These personalities have contributed immensely to the development of African literature. Our focus in this paper is to briefly study selected books of African literary scholars in the context of postcoloniality. That is another subtopic. There cannot be postcoloniality without coloniality. And the idea behind coloniality implies that there is pre-coloniality. In his own view, San Juan sees postcolonial literature as discourses on the question of knowledge, power, and value. These three elements are very essential in reading and criticizing postcolonial literary works. The concept of postcoloniality affords African scholars the opportunity to construct the popular belief that Africans are subhuman. When the whites came, they made us to believe that we are subhuman. But I want us to know that anyone who believes somebody is a fool, that person is also what? It's a fool. So if we study it very well, we are going to discover that we even have better culture. We have better way of life. I cannot stand up and name my son Peter or Paul. Our names have meaning. Everything is about us. Have good culture. Everything is from everything about us has good culture, cultural foundation. This is why slavery and slave trade lasted for centuries in African continent. Saint Dumas is of the opinion that discussions on the question of knowledge have helped African postcolonial writers to establish that it is subhuman to believe that Africans are subhuman. Charles and William, 1997, summarized the main points of the theory of postcoloniality, which essentially formed popular culture of postcolonial theory and criticism in African literature. These are syncretism, displacement, discourse, authority, and representation. Syncretism could be found in the thoughts of African writers during the colonial era. Syncretism goes back to the movement of negritude. There was unity of purpose to struggle for Africa's independence. The idea still found its way to the post-colonial era. When we say syncretism, we are referring to unity of purpose. And if you look at it very critically, you will discover that African writers they united to fight for independence. This still has its way. This still found its way to what? To post-colonial era. Now, African culture experienced high level of displacement in the hand of the whites. Our traditional rulers were made to bow to order from the foreigners in the name of civilization. This is one of the major post-colonial themes as observed by Charles and William. And this phenomenon points directly at the theme of alterity, since it is a blatant failure of Africa's established political structures. We need to make known that post-coloniality also recognizes displaced African leaders' power or authority and attempts to replace it to its normal position. Even after the colonialism, we talk of government issuing orders, creating traditional rulers and deposing traditional rulers. This underlines high displacement of power after the colonial rule, which means some from a royal family can molest a traditional ruler by reason of his political position. Discourse as a theme is an extended verbal expression in speech or writing. The post-coloniality discourse has always been affording African writers the opportunity to contribute extensively to current issues, especially those of national interest. Representation, otherwise known as enactment, is very obvious as a literary style in African post-colonial literature. The concept of enactment helps African writers to carry out direct or indirect criticism of African post-colonial, African political, educational, and economic situations that are inherited from the colonial masters. It also helps African writers in writing autobiographical novels, representing themselves, others, and events with fictitious characters. Now, scope of African post-colonial literature. When we say post-coloniality or post-colonialism in literature, it refers to the 1960s to date. Why? Because majority of the African countries have their independence in 1960s. So we can pick 1960 as the starting point of African post-colonial literature. So this appears very synchronic. When we say something is synchronic. It means it is a particular era. It has to do with a particular era. But it could be approached from a diachronic perspective. Let Nigeria's post-colonial literature be used as our example. This could be divided into some synchronic segments. From 1960 to 1967, the period before the Civil War. From 1967 and 1960, in terms of Civil War, the third period is situated between 1970 and 1979. The fourth is from 1979 to 1983. The fifth is between 1983 and 1999. The sixth started from 1999 to date, an era of civilian regime. All this era could still be subdivided into synchronic units. For instance, the last era could be further broken since it has witnessed a series of political dispensations, each with its own language, literature, and media production ideology, determined by political situations. This type of analysis, I've picked this country as our example because we are only the conference here. This type of analysis will be realized in other African countries. And attempt to limit ourselves to discussion about changes that affect cultural and political situation at the end of this period is synchronic. It is diachronic if we engage in a study that covers the period cited above. It has to be said that the political changes identified do not only affect the use of language in literature and language as separate entities, but it affected man in all its endeavors, like media, cultural practices, education, etc. This accounts for a very broad subject of this conference. In this paper, we aim at presenting African literature as influenced by African politics and other human phenomena. Now, an overview of African post-colonial writings. In Africa, the early years of African post-colonial independence witnessed a change in the area of literature and literary criticism. It was a transition from criticizing the colonial masters to exposing the weaknesses of self-governance and promoting African cultural heritage through African literature. Usman Sembène is one of the foremost African scholars to promote African cultural practices in the post-colonial era. In Volcanic, he made it known that Africans have tribal scars. Because their ancestors do not support slavery. In this post-colonial novel, he created a character who was captured by slave hunters but later set free by Amo, her father, who cleverly gave her tribal scars. It was the tribal scars that made the slave hunters to leave her when she was recaptured. He succeeded in promoting African culture of having tribal scars. It was tribal scars that made the slave hunters to leave her when she was recaptured. He succeeded in promoting African culture of having tribal scars by portraying tribal scars as a way of delivering Africans from slavery and slave trade. Okay? Let us look at this. I want all of us to look at this. Now, I want us to answer a question. Apart from leading to the deliverance of Africans from the slave master, what other things can we say about Africa? What kind of things that take the place? What things that make tribal side? Initial tribal side. Okay, please, those of you who acted that Oluromi Lopin of Paris with tribal scars, artificial tribal scars, please come and let me see. Apart from delivering Africans from slave masters What other things can we deduce from this driver's class? Identity, yes. These people are Yoruba people, yes. And what? What about intimidation? What about intimidation? What about guilty? Has it not? Okay, look at this artificial star. Have they not added to ability? I don't know if you allow me to take that away. I've made out my second life. Okay. Okay. Lomanda. In 1965, the same author wrote Lomanda. Lomanda means money order. It is an exposition of the bureaucratic continent, which Africans inherited from the colonial master. Lomanda is an exposition of the bureaucratic continent, which Africans inherited from the colonial masters. Lomanda is the intensity of difficulties illiterate Africans are experiencing in the post-colonial era. Ibrahim Akie is the protagonist in Lomanda, whose level of illiteracy does not only render jobless, but became a laughing stock as a result of his inability to pay, to cash his money order for him to pay his debts. Look at this picture here. Look at this picture. That is what colonialism brought to us. Before the colonial era, before coloniality, there was no joblessness. Because you are going to inherit your father's farm, and at least you'll be feeding your family. So colonialism has brought Western education, which has created joblessness. Why? Because our leaders are not ready to make good use of Western education that we have. You will discover that Nigerians, as we are only producing for other countries. How can we be producing for other countries? I went to just do something ago, and there was a young man I met there. I had in your state, I had the from Ondo State. So he attended to me professionally, and I was so happy. I asked him, you are also planning to leave this country? By God's grace, in Jesus' name, I'm leaving very soon. Why? Because our leaders are not using, they are not making good use of the opportunities they have. We have talents in Nigeria, we have talents in Africa, but our people are going there to develop European countries. Okay? Our first novel, was autobiography. His third novel, Jamus, criticizes the African post-colonial self-group. Jamus is a continuity of autobiographical discourse, which was the main theme of Aye's first novel. Through Jamus, Kamalaye succeeded in promoting African cultural heritage. By exposing his leaders to values attached to African rituals, the belief in ancestral spirits, and the concept of divination in Africa. To a certain extent, all these have been displayed and debated in the post-colonial Africa as a result of the Western education, introduction of Western education, and foreign religions that makes us to believe they are evil practices. Listen, let me tell you one fact. I have the privilege to know some certain things about our traditional religion. Let me confide in you that those are our leaders, our religious leaders, they will tell you this and you practice to consult Babalawo, they will also go. They are also going. I can mention some. I don't want to say that. They are also going there. So they don't have to believe that they are evil practices. In the same post-colonial novel, the author engages in direct criticism of the cultural regime in Guinea and the political atmosphere of African continent in general. he employed the style of enactments to create political characters and to express the consequences of the future struggles for power like unrest, imprisonment, and brutal killings of human rights activists. Have you not been experiencing those things? Have you not been experiencing those things? It seems we are sleeping. I said, in the novel of Kamralai in Ramus, he employed the style of enactment to explain the consequences of struggling for power. What normally happens to human activities like brutal killings, imprisonment, and arrest. The Nigerian Service military regime was characterized by movement of civilians, brutal killings, and violation of human rights, among others. As a human rights activist, Soyinka was a victim of brutalization and inhumanity as a life in Ramus. This is why the man died. The prison notes of Soyinka in 1972 is a complete secrecy of Kamalai's Ramus. The postcolonial novel is a documentation of the author's personal experience in the hands of the then military dictatorship before and during the Nigerian Civil War. Before I bring the Soyinka's prison experience establishes the weakness and wickedness of African post-colonial leaders. The novel explains the level of absolutism and disrespect for self-rule, for the rule of law, traceable to African post-colonial military rulers. From this work, Soyinka was able to document and expose how he was arrested and imprisoned for years without being tried in the court of law. I have brought this picture to illustrate the agony of a man who is today in prison without being tried in the court of law. Look at it. Jean-Pierre's secrétaire particulier is a satire of illicit relationship which takes place in government establishments after independence. Through Mr. Shada, the main character, the writer demonstrates how workers in position of authority favor young girls who are ready to sell themselves out for promotions. Leah did well by exposing his leaders to the repercussions of such acts because at the end of the play, Shada backed a jail term aside losing his job. Also in this play, the playwright makes it known that the act of communication in foreign languages does not require in-depth knowledge of grammatical rules of that language. There is no pragmatic failure between the military man, whose grammar was extremely watery, and his prisoner, who converts fluently in French language. Now, but what we have now, we find it difficult. We promote foreign languages too much, to the extent that even at home, our children, they don't speak our native language, our mother tongue again. They don't speak our native language again. So, I want us to change along this line. To have a turnaround. I'm coming. The play begins how Tutebatule is another popular post-colonial theater. Waaclals Cassé. Tutebatule is another popular post-colonial theater. Here we have a clear picture of post-colonial leaders' atrocities. The play reveals how African leaders embezzle from, how they manipulate security agents to victimize innocent souls, and how they spend lavishly to sleep with young girls who are younger than their own children. The author also satirizes religious institutions through Pastor Kolinga, who specializes in selling out young churchgoers of faith female folks with friends who are occupying political offices. Also in this play, those who are ready to reveal the atrocities of those who misappropriate public funds at the National Conference are imprisoned to cover the excesses of those in power. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to round up this overview with a brief reflection on Ahmadu Sanusi's processional rebel. In this way, Sanusi expressed a nostalgic feeling of his paternal home. Later concluded that he can only discover that men never select, meaning Europe is not the enlightenment. I translated it to be Europe is not the enlightenment. If only he trusts the fact, respect the dead, and listen to the wisdom of the bold and all the voices of the wise. This is an appreciation of our ancestral heritage, which foreign religion and Western civilization have made us to abandon. Let us promote ourselves. Before I leave, please let me play that. Let me play that. So I want to ask another question. Let us listen to that, please. Did you see any foreign musical instrument? Okay. Those musical instruments they belong to Africans, I think. And these are Africans who are trying to catch their children young. All of them are little children, I think. That is number 2. Okay. How much does it cost to buy instruments in the church today? Those of us who are listening. Hey, listen. We need, if you have 20 million naira, you can only buy some modern what? Modern accordion, what do they call it? Piano, modern piano. Even it is now more than 20 million. How much do you think is involved or a place that we need them to bring them home? Look at, we are still serving other people. Those things are not manufactured in Nigeria. But today, if a pastor now brings them together, start using them in his own church, they will say it's a ritualist. Have you? They will say it's a ritualist. He's using it to attract, he's using it as it's a ritualist. Have you? So I want us to have the belief. All these things, they didn't bring anything new. All this time, they didn't bring anything new. The wife did not bring anything new. They only came to modernize all we have of them. My brother has said it, he said he has only to have money, which means before the white came, Oduduwa was 90. So that is a food for thought. Conclusion. From the discussion so far, African postcolonial writings aim at recommending and realizing an society for Africans. A society where cultural practices, a society are not allowed to be defaced, where government rules the fear of God, taking into consideration the concept of the rule of law. It is crystal clear that African writers are yet to achieve this. Former education keeps defacing and displacing African culture. Most of us who claim to be scholars have forgotten our cultural practices like traditional religion, ancestral worship, proper steps of praying before getting a spouse, preservation of virginity, and traditional swearing in ceremony. These are reasons for the emergence of erratic and wicked leadership. Finally, I would like to encourage African tribal scholars to keep up pursuing this ideal situation for Africa, which has already become the popular post-colonial literary culture. Once again, I would like to say a big thank you to the organizers of this year's annual conference. I appreciate you all for the local talent given to me as one of the lead paper presenters. I equally appreciate all my colleagues in the house, especially Professor Lu Adeleke, who was my teacher at the famous University. I thank you all for paying attention to my presentation. I wish everyone a successful translation. God bless us all. Before I leave this place, I want to thank my friend, Dr. Ezekiel Adibata, who has been a friend. I can still remember the time you are running our master's program at UI. We used to sleep in a closet, manage a closet, and share like a one tin of rice together. So he did not forget those days. He was reminding me yesterday. So let me thank you a lot. I thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor. We enjoyed the fun, and I'm sure that we have noted some very important points that you raised, particularly your recommendations. We will have opportunity of discussing these papers before we eventually close with them. We will now want to take Yoruba presentation, and creative arts will also be getting ready. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy yourself and enjoy the learning of Yoruba studies. Thank you.
Òun ló ní ọmọ akọ, adájọ́ bá jẹ́ ọlọ́pàá àkọ́kọ́ àwọn tó tí wọ́n ti ọba sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́yá. Ọbẹ̀ lé ti dáwọ́ jẹ́ ọba sì ní ló sọ̀rọ̀ lórí lẹ́yìn gbogbo wa. Ọba tó ti bá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wá bí ọba tó ti bọ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mọ́. Àbí ìjálá wù mí wọ́n sì ìjálá ní tèrè mi. Ọjà ló bí mi sáyé ọjà ló wò ó ní dàgbà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹni ẹbí ni àjọ yóò sì níbi tiẹ̀ kó wá gbà lùnà. Ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ mo ní àwọn abámi kẹ́kẹ́ ní alẹ́ ẹgbẹ́
Not everyone. Are you enjoying yourself? Now we have just started. We are going to take a short break for refreshment. After which participants will do a brief walk to our Center for Vocational and Entrepreneurial Studies, especially for those who have booked for the talks. You can take your talks, possibly do your measurements if you haven't booked. That will take about 30 minutes, then we shall come back for the plenary. Thank you very much. So I really hope you will enjoy your lunch. For our students that came to drill us, we want to thank you very much. You have been very wonderful. You have actually worked according to the mandate of this conference. That was African culture at its best. Another round of applause for our students. And I will say kudos to the lecturers too. They are doing a wonderful job. We have representatives for Sudan of Lagos and University of Ibadan. Professor Abiago, we want to see you. We have some messages to pass across. Who are Unila? Professor Abiago needs to attend. I want to collect the participation of the Federal College of Education to share to their account. Thank you. As informed, we take a short break. The program for the short break will be our refreshment and the tour of our vocational center. The other future person will guide us accordingly. Thank you. Dr. Adeluga, please, our impression.
Theoretical framework. This is the only man who traversed the nation in season and out of season. He's an intercontinental scholar. I greet you. You're welcome. We get it. Yes, I saw your picture.